All right, so for those of you who have had issues with a swimming pool, the joint expansion gaps needing to be repaired. This is the product. It's from Trim-A-Slab, and the gray looks nice in my yard. But the issue with this is a couple things. One, when you have the expansion joints, they get brittle and crack, and so you've got a couple options. You can go and you can replace the end caps, but in my situation it's so cracked it'd be quite a project, and if you're going to do it that way, you need to get a angle grinder, and grind around the edges to make more room so the replacement gap can go in there. So a lot of work. I don't think it's a great option. Another option is do the self-leveling compound and rip all this up and then put that in there. The problem with that is these gaps drain the water out from the edge of the pool down to the grass. So why this is so simple is you just basically remove all this material and then put this other product, which, as you can see, is still not going to block the water, so it just slides down in there. So you go basically from this looking situation with these expansion joints that just look terrible to a little bit better. This is how it looks when it's all complete. Quite a bit better. I still have some debris there in the way, but that's okay. So I'm going to show you a couple of steps. You're going to need a hammer like that. You're going to need a heavy screwdriver. That's what I found the easiest, and if you have access to a air compressor, that is probably easier. Okay, this is step one. You just take the hammer and you're basically just going to clean away the debris like this, okay? And it doesn't take long. It's pretty easy. That's step one. Okay, step two is actually cracking through it, and you're going to just set it just like this. It's not a bad idea to have some eye protection on. It's also going to knock debris back into the pool. So as much as you can, keep your hand kind of down like that when you're flaking it open. So you're going to go through. This is the most labor-intensive process of this whole thing is removing the excess expansion joint material. I've been told that this is an inferior product that's no longer used, so the replacement, you won't ever have to do this again. Okay, this is step three. This is the most difficult step, and this is where basically this top piece of the end cap needs to be removed. It's going to crack off, and you can see down in the gap that there is more material, but you just go like this, and you're just going to scoot back, sweetheart. You're just going to go like this all the way down the side, and what that's going to do, it's going to leave enough gap in there, and you'll do that on both sides. And then you got this side, and this stuff is so old and brittle that it just pops right off. Now there's already plastic PVC that's kind of seated in the bottom, and it's just cracking right off from that, and that's where it's cemented in. See, this stuff just comes up just like that, and that's going to give you enough of a room to put the whole material in. So that's step three. This is the most labor-intensive part. Also, you're not gonna remove this right here, okay? You're just gonna come right up to it, and that's cemented into your pool, so that would not be a smart move to move that. So you're just gonna get rid of this. A lot of times a little bit of concrete set in there, it comes right up. Okay, you're just gonna rip this crap out, and then you just go down, there you go, knock that stuff out. Not very difficult, but once again, leave this from this piece over, don't touch that. You're just gonna keep a nice edge from right here over, okay? And don't do that, I just knocked that into the pool. So that is step three right there. Getting rid of this material, making it look just like this. Okay, the fourth step is to just spray this out with some air. Okay, and what you'll do is you'll see basically Okay, so what you need to do is you go back and these little pieces right here, you got to go through and just kind of knock those off like that. And you do that all the way through, because if you don't, there's going to be little ridges that when you try to put the new expansion gap material in there, it's going to block it and it's not going to look right. So you got to go through and clean all the edges up, make sure they look just like this. Okay, this is the final step 5. This is the Trim-A-Slab material that will basically, we see there, it's still going to allow water to drain out, so when it splashes over, it's going to go down the drain and not block it like the self-leveling compound would. You're basically just going to push this all the way right up to the edge, get it in there set, and just push it in. This is the easiest part. Your thumbs will get sore, and you're going to continue. I'm just going to video this whole thing to show you how easy it is. You basically just shove this stuff in here like that. And this is gray, and this color for me is a pretty good fit on the color of my concrete. So once again, step 5, just pushing it into the gap, and it will allow the water to continue to run through. It says on the packaging that will prevent weeds. That's yet to be determined, because the old stuff did weeds.
Get that.
Okay, so at the end of step 5, when you install it, you go all the way down to the edge just with a razor knife and cut it, and it cuts through very easily. So you can just do it just like that, and not a big deal. Tucks in there nice.
I can hold it.
So basically we have this end cap before, how that looks, and then actually very quickly installing this nice gray Trim-A-Slab material that you can get at Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart. You order it, they deliver it right to your house. And made this video because I couldn't find anywhere with the concrete expansion issue that I was having using this product. So I hope it helps you, and good luck.